Good morning, it is breakfast time. I've just made myself some all bran with banana, trying to get that fibre and have good gut health. I forgot how much I enjoyed this. I used to love this meal as a kid, which is kind of weird because I feel like it's not a popular one for kids to enjoy, but it's genuinely really good. So normally what I would do while I sit and eat my breakfast is scroll on my phone, but I'm not going to do that today because I have bricked my phone. I've tried like the screen time app to block you from using the apps during the day, but I've just found that those apps don't really work because I end up just bypassing them, not got enough of a barrier for me. I've been wanting to get a brick for ages because I keep seeing them everywhere, an extra layer, physical barrier to you going on the apps. Funnily enough, they reached out the other day and asked if I wanted to be sent one, which I was like, yes please. Yesterday was my first time using it. I was on my phone for an hour or two in the morning on Instagram, just doom scrolling. I just suddenly got the realization of that I've got this brick and I haven't used it, but part of me was scared to use it. I almost like feel a comfort in having access to the apps, and anytime I've got a break in the day, just be able to start scrolling mindlessly. But I just yesterday was like, right, it's Monday, you're gonna start the week off on a good foot. So I tried out just blocking Instagram and TikTok. Because I didn't have those two apps available, I barely picked up my phone throughout the day. I actually only used my phone for what it should be used for, which is contacting people that I know that needed to contact me about things. I think my main thing is I want to be more productive and use the hours in the day to get things done and to feel good about myself. I've been feeling like I've been wasting so much time recently just scrolling. So I'm gonna eat my breakfast because this is going very soggy, but I will be back to talk more about the brick and how I'm finding it. Bring you along on my day of trying to get things done whilst bricking my phone. Okay, so I've had my breakfast and now I just need to sort out the kitchen, and then I have various different like work content and like home bits to get done today. Also, I'm getting distracted, but do you like my hoodie? I got it from the Together tour that I went to on Saturday, so like 2 days ago. I haven't taken it off since, which is gross. I need to wash it really, but it's so cute. Journey at the moment. I feel like with just trying to be a bit more productive, I think that this brick is really going to help because, as I said, I waste so much time scrolling on my phone. Another thing that I've been doing, which I think is already really helping, I've been doing it the last couple of days, and that is writing out a to-do list, but it's like broken down into different sections for content and then for work and then for like home bits, which also includes just like any personal stuff. So I've written down today for work, I've got 3 different quite big tasks that I need to get done, which will obviously be my highest priority. Then I have my content to-do list, which I've broken down into 2 different sections. So one of them is to film and one of them is to edit. And so I've got various different clips and things that I need to film. And then I want to edit a couple of carousel posts on Canva and then finish editing a reel that I made and a YouTube video, which I've gotten about halfway through editing, my trip to Wales that I went on. To be honest, I was thinking I wouldn't even post it because I didn't end up getting as many clips as I wanted to, because I was more focused on actually enjoying the trip in the end, and I had to do quite a lot of content for Instagram for that trip, so I didn't actually end up getting as many YouTube bits as I wanted to. But because YouTube is like a really low pressure space for me, it's not somewhere that I'm particularly fussed about being hugely like successful numbers wise. I just genuinely enjoy the process of making YouTube videos, and I want to try and build up my filmmaking skills a little bit. So I thought, actually, you know what, I will just edit it and post it, because it doesn't really matter if it's like short or not exactly how I envisaged it to be, if that makes sense. On my like home list, I've got, I need to water the plants because it's been quite hot recently. I need to feed the birds because I've got a new little bird feeder and they love it, but they literally eat all the bird seed as soon as I put it out. I also have put on here that I need to exercise because I don't do intentional exercise. I mean, I will naturally like exercise by like walking to places and things like that, but I don't set aside time in my day to intentionally exercise. I think partially it's because I have this chronic pain, which I always worry a little bit about exercising because I don't want to flare it up. But then at the same time, I think I do slightly use that as an excuse to just not do it. So then a lot of it is actually just pure laziness. I might just do like a short little YouTube workout or even just go for a walk or something. So that's my list of things that I want to get done today. Now that I've bricked my phone, I think I'm going to have so much more time to get all of this done. I'm going to crack on with some work now, and I'll check in with you in a little bit. Lunchtime. I've been mostly working all morning. I did manage to get some clips filmed that I wanted to get done for a reel. And yeah, it's about midday, so I'm going to make myself some lunch. I was very well organised last night and made myself extra pasta, so I can just heat that up and that's an easy lunch to have. I love it when I'm organised for my future self. I went to this event the other day and we were given like a goodie bag of gifts, and one of the gifts was this lion's mane gummies, which is supposed to help with psychological function and focus, which is ideal for what I want at the moment. But the only problem is they taste like kind of gross. So the flavour is supposed to be elderflower and lemon, which you can taste that, but then there's a real aftertaste. They've got lion's mane, ginseng, algae, and then vitamins B12, D3 and K2 in them. They are worth taking, but you're supposed to take 2 a day. I did it yesterday and I was like, they don't taste very nice, but I do want to have some. But I don't want to have them and then it ruin my lunch. But at the same time, I'm hoping that my lunch will like kind of like get the taste out of my mouth. I think what I'm going to do is have some of this. My mum always buys loads of this when she goes to France, and you can't really get it in England, I don't think. It's sirop de citron. It's just like a really nice, properly sugary lemon squash, and I have it with ice and sparkling water, and it just feels like a really fancy drink. And I feel like that will be a good palate cleanser, so I'm gonna have 2 of these, have some of this, and then I'll have my lunch. They're really not actually that bad. I think I just have got in my own head about it because I wasn't expecting them to have like such a strong taste, but they're honestly not that bad. lunch and I think I'm gonna head out into the garden to water some of the plants. I wanted to show you our new patio that is pretty much finished now. They go all the way around the side of the house. We're gonna have gravel up either side. All of this mud will all need to become grass. So this is what the garden's looking like at the moment. The grass really needs a cut because we obviously haven't been cutting it whilst work's been going on. The olive tree is looking good. I think it's been enjoying all the sunshine. That's looking healthy. I think we're going to move that now that the patio is done. Some Vinca minor periwinkles. I think it's called like illumination ones. They're like the variegated ones. I always forget the name of this, but the bees absolutely love it. Yeah, it's kind of gone crazy. It just keeps growing and growing. This is a little geranium that we've got given, which I think will be flowering soon. I can't remember the name of it, but it's called a hot lips. It's got really cute little red and white flowers on it and it smells really nice. The bees absolutely love it. I think that's a little bee on there. This is our lilac bush, which isn't in flower anymore, but when it was so beautiful. Seems quite healthy. We had a deer run off of the road into the back garden and he was like running around our garden and like trampling all our plants, and he did trample the lilac bush. Quite a few of the branches came off, so I was a little worried about it, but it seems to have survived and it looks quite healthy, so fingers crossed. These are my nasturtiums that I grew from seed and they have just gone crazy. They're loving this soil, and I've just noticed that we've got one little flower coming through. I've been waiting for them to start to flower. There are quite a few aphids which I keep trying to get rid of, but it's just fighting a losing battle, I think. And this we got given just the other day as a gift. I can't remember the name of it, but it's really pretty. It's got lovely flowers. And then these are our little cottage garden flowers. This is a geum which was really happy and it had quite a few lovely flowers on it, and then they all just died, and I tried deadheading it and it's not looking its best. I need to look up really what I need to do. I don't know if I need to like prune it all the way back, but having said that, it does look like there's a little flower gonna grow here, so I might just need to give it a bit of time. I'm not sure what this purple one's called, but it's so pretty and the bees really love it. Got our lupins. This one is looking a little bit dead. I think I need to cut that one back, but this one's starting to come through. And then we've got this, which I need to put something in at some point. I think it's so cute. Our African daisies, lovely. I love these, they're so bright. Bought this last week, which is just a little catmint. Our hypericum, which is flowering, but this is also covered in aphids and the ants have been farming them. I don't really know what to do about them because I come out here and I try and get rid of them and then they just come back. There's loads of them on there. There's our ceanothus, which was in bloom, but it's not anymore. But once it gets a bit bigger, I want to have it, like train it to grow up the back fence. This is the little bird feeder that I got given, which they've been loving, which I need to fill up. I'm really happy with how it's looking. It's a big border to fill, but I think once everything grows in, it should look really good. I'm in my spare room. I'm just going to do a quick YouTube workout, like Pilates workout. I just want to start getting into a routine, even if it's like 10-15 minutes a day of just doing something. That's that done, and I need some water. That was really embarrassingly hard for just like a quick ab workout. I really want to work on my core strength because I just have none of it, and I think it will help overall with like the chronic pain that I have, because I think being able to support my body and like hold myself in the right posture, it just can't be a bad thing. So I'm keen to do that, but it is difficult because obviously a lot of the Pilates style workouts, they have their hands like behind their head like this, and I can't do that because of my extra bones that I've got that push, and it just triggers all my pain. So I kind of have to keep my arms at my sides. It is just like kind of difficult to adapt exercises, and I can't do anything that's too weight bearing on my upper body. I think that is also partially why I've been feeling less motivated, because it's an effort to like think of how to adapt things. Some exercises I feel like I'm straining my neck too much because I'm not holding my arms in the right way, but I think it's good to just do something at least. I'm pleased I've done it. I feel good that now I can just go about the rest of my day knowing that I've done a workout, which is good. I can actually start ticking things off my list now. A few last bits of editing that I want to do probably this evening because I've got work. But other than that, I think I've had such a productive day. I would never have been able to get all this stuff done in a normal day, which I know doesn't seem like much, but when you work from home and you don't see anybody all day, it's so easy to just procrastinate and not get things done. At least I find it so difficult to motivate myself throughout the day. I think this brick is just doing wonders. I honestly, today I've barely even thought about going on Instagram. Like, I haven't even had the urge. I'm going to be really interested to see how it progresses because I want to keep this up. By the way, I feel I should mention that this isn't an ad for the brick. I did get sent it for free, but they've not paid me to say anything about it. I think I've got an affiliate link. If I do, I'll put it in the description, but I'm not, like I say, I'm not paid to say anything. This is just my genuine wanting to share my experience. I would have done the same if I'd have bought it myself, which I was actually going to before they sent it to me. I started filming this video on Tuesday and it's now Friday, so it's a few days later. But I thought I'd just check in and let you know how I'm finding my little social media cleanse. On Monday, as I said, I was scrolling on my phone for a couple of hours in the morning, and then I put it on at around like 11 o'clock, I think. Sorry, it's so hot today. And I think we're about to have another heat wave. Stripping off. I'd say the first 2 hours were actually surprisingly difficult. I felt really on edge, really like I just wanted to check my phone. The habit that your brain gets into of going to click on the app, the amount of times I went to do that and then realised, oh, I can't access it because it just comes up with like a message saying you're bricked or whatever. That's interesting, like the neural pathways that we have set up to just automatically do that without even thinking. Kind of scary that our brains get, so I think it's just the habit of it more than anything is the bit that's like addictive. Just breaking that first bit. Once I'd gone past the first couple of hours, I then actually just felt really good, quite free. I've got 2 different settings. I've got one for no socials, which just blocks Instagram and TikTok, which is really useful just for throughout the day so that I can access other apps on my phone, because I don't use like YouTube shorts or anything in a similar way to TikTok. I know some people do. So really the 2 apps that I want to block throughout the day is Instagram and TikTok. In the evening, like before I go to bed, I've got a sleep setting which literally only allows Audible, because I fall asleep listening to an audiobook, and WhatsApp in case anybody texts me. I also like to have that always allowed on my phone just in case there's an emergency or something and I'm needed. It used to be the first thing I would do first thing in the morning would be go on my phone and check Instagram, check kind of like how my posts were doing, and then just end up scrolling on reels for ages. But now I wake up and I don't even go on my phone because there's nothing on my phone to access. I have to literally get up out of bed and walk to another room to be able to unbrick my phone. It just felt so much more relaxed as the days have gone on. Less and less am I even thinking about going on the apps. I've been manually unbricking my phone just to post content and kind of check messages and things, because obviously I love creating content. It's one of my favourite things to do. I don't want to stop doing that, but I just want to be more intentional about it and to actually be able to create more content by stopping consuming so much, if that makes sense, because I feel like I waste so much time researching by actually just like doom scrolling basically. And sometimes you just need to go and do the thing, and that then makes you feel more creative and like you've got more creative energy and you can output more. So I've created so much content this week. Days just feel way longer and it's just made me realise how much time I was wasting. It's funny because now when I go on the apps like to post my content and I catch myself starting to scroll, I can quite quickly snap myself out of it, and it's crazy how quickly it makes you just feel like rubbish. Eating a really unhealthy meal or drank too much or something, you know, that feeling of like you've just done something that's not good for you, but you don't notice it when you're doing it every single day, I don't think. Resetting all my dopamine levels, analog hobbies. I have been playing a bit of my Switch, which
my boyfriend was like joking, saying, you know, your screen time's still up so much because you're on your Switch so much. And for me, it's less about reducing screen time and more about being in the moment, having just more time in my day, basically, to get things done, to just feel a bit more in control of things. I have been playing some Stardew Valley, which, to be honest, I count that as like an analog hobby. I don't even think of that as screen time because it's so cozy and relaxing. It's just like my brain off time. But what I have also been doing is reading, of course, and this is what I'm reading at the moment, The Correspondent. I don't know if I've mentioned about this. It was shortlisted for the Women's Prize, which is why I was reading it, because they kindly sent me the shortlist. And I'm about halfway through. It's great. It's basically just written in the form of like loads of letters and emails and correspondence from this woman who is 73 and she lives on her own. And she just sits herself down at 10:30 every morning and writes letters to all sorts of people, like president of the university that won't allow her to attend a class that she really wants to go to her brother, her best friend, her neighbour, and also to her favourite authors, which I think is so sweet. She writes to Joan Didion and Anne Patchett, and they actually respond to her. I just think that's lovely. Really unique way of writing, really engaging, and I can feel the story really starting to progress now, so I'm really intrigued as to kind of where it goes. Really heartwarming and really, really enjoyable. She's got such a distinctive voice as the narrator of the book. Really interesting and clever way of writing a book in letter form, because you get to actually hear the voice of the person. You're not actually seeing them doing things, you're hearing about them through their letters. I also think it's bringing back that kind of love of the written word and of writing letters to people that you love. It's made me want to start writing some letters, to be honest. I've been sat out in the garden on my lunch break today just reading some of that, and it's so boiling hot, and I think it's just going to get hotter this weekend. Really enjoying the fact that the brick is allowing me to get in touch with my hobbies a little bit more, just have more time for them. Something I really want to make more time for is crocheting, because I haven't done that in a while. Something I used to love doing, and it's quite easy to fall out of the habit of picking up the hook and doing it. So hopefully this weekend, if I can find time, but I think I'm going to be quite busy in the garden this weekend because we've got a lot to do out here. As the week's gone on, I feel like I've had so much more time. I'm really intrigued to see how it will go and if I can keep this up. Currently I feel like I can. We shall see, and I will keep you all updated on my little social media cleanse journey. I guess it's not like a detox and it's not like a break, because I kind of just want this to be how I use social media now. I want it to be intentional. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm also very excited to start making more long form content, because I personally love watching YouTube videos a lot more than I enjoy watching reels or TikToks. I feel like you get to know the person more. I'm just really enjoying creating more stuff on here and having the time to do so. I will see you very soon, I'm sure. Bye.